Food and fibre exports have been the lifeblood of the New Zealand economy, and for a long time we were world leaders in delivering large volumes of meat and wool and fibre products. That world has changed.
I was really concerned at the time that we had a low-cost culture, that the culture of the sector was we would feed the world and we were low-cost producers, and that being in commodities is really a race to the bottom.
And now we have to think more about the final consumers and about how what we are producing delivers value to those consumers so that they understand the quality of the products they are buying when they buy made in New Zealand.
What the research has shown, that definitely consumers in market are willing to pay premiums for sustainability attributes across the social, cultural and environmental domains. So there is premiums to be earned out there. The research then looks at how we can bring those premiums back to producers in a fair that rewards them fairly and enables them to have the resource to meet some of these social and environmental credentials.
So a value chain is very similar to a supply chain, but instead of thinking about volume, there's the shift to value. And we came up with these 9 attributes through doing a series of case study interviews with companies. We have at the centre of that is this idea of collective values and what it is that we stand for, what it is that the chain stands for.
The Value Compass intends to help people thinking about how to create value by delivering quality products from New Zealand to the rest of the world, to help them think about the big picture. What are the overall elements that I need to bring together to make that value chain work so that I can create value for the final consumers and capture some of that value for the processors and the producers back in Aotearoa, New Zealand.
A good example of a consumer focus is beef and lamb. Beef and Lamb initiated the Taste Pure New Zealand programme and used us to go and look into market at what attributes consumers will be willing to pay for. They looked at attributes such as GMO, antibiotic-free, pasture-raised, the kind of things that we excel at, and they came up with a conscious consumer. They then took that message back to the meat companies, and the meat companies used that branding to obtain a premium in market.
And we realised that the glue that was knitting the whole value chain together was this passion that each element had along the value chain to produce a quality experience for the final consumer by providing quality food products. And with that lens, we looked at other value chains, and again, this is what we found. It was the shared passion of shared values along the value chain that created the value.
Well, I'd like to see businesses transform into, from their supply chains to value chains. I'd like to see some of our big companies and small and medium-sized companies think about the value chain and think about this different business model that would enable them to increase their profits, the profits of their farmers, but also the values that are produced alongside that.